Cambodia in 2025 was a troubled nation. Human trafficking ran rampant. Gangs kidnapped people with awful regularity. They forced them into slavery. Many ended up in brothels or on fishing boats. It was a humanitarian crisis. Cambodia's neighbors watched with growing concern. Illegal gambling was another plague on the country. Casinos operated with little oversight, money laundering flourished. Criminal syndicates tightened their grip on the country. The Cambodian government seemed powerless to stop them. Corruption was eating away at the nation's core. Vietnam, Cambodia's powerful neighbor, was particularly alarmed. Vietnam had undergone a period of economic growth and political stability. It prided itself on order and security. Cambodia's chaos threatened to spill across the border. Vietnamese officials issued warnings. They urged Cambodia to take action. Their pleas fell on deaf ears. Cambodia's government was paralyzed. The situation deteriorated. Something had to give. Vietnam decided to act. The dragon was about to stir. In the pre-dawn hours of June 15, 2025, Vietnamese forces launched a surprise attack. They crossed the border into Cambodia. Their objective was swift and decisive, to dismantle the criminal networks and restore order. The operation was lightning fast. Vietnamese troops, highly trained and well-equipped, quickly overwhelmed Cambodian defenses. They targeted casinos and known criminal hideouts. Key figures in the trafficking and gambling rings were apprehended. The speed and precision of the operation stunned the world. Within days, the Vietnamese military had effectively crippled the criminal networks operating in Cambodia. They seized control of major cities and transportation routes. Cambodian resistance was minimal. The Vietnamese had achieved their initial objectives. But this was just the beginning. The international community reacted swiftly to Vietnam's intervention. Western nations, long critical of Cambodia's human rights record, expressed cautious approval. They condemned the violence but acknowledged the need for action. However, there was also unease. China, Vietnam's historic rival, voiced strong opposition. They accused Vietnam of using the crisis as a pretext for expansionism. They called for the immediate withdrawal of Vietnamese troops. Russia, a Chinese ally, echoed these sentiments. The situation was becoming increasingly tense. Within Cambodia, public opinion was divided. Some welcomed the Vietnamese as liberators. They were grateful for the end of lawlessness. Others resented the loss of Cambodian sovereignty. They feared Vietnamese domination. The future of Cambodia hung in the balance. Section 4. Forging a federation. In the aftermath of the intervention, Vietnam moved quickly to stabilize Cambodia. They installed a pro-Vietnamese government and began implementing reforms. They cracked down on corruption and invested in infrastructure. They also sought to win over the Cambodian people. Vietnam proposed a bold solution: the creation of an Indochina Federation. This new entity would unite Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos under a single banner. It would promote economic cooperation, political stability, and regional security. The proposal was met with mixed reactions. Laos, a small and landlocked nation, saw an opportunity for protection and development. They readily agreed to join the federation. Cambodia, still reeling from the intervention, was more hesitant, but with Vietnam in control they had little choice but to acquiesce. The Indochina Federation was born. Section 5. The Dragon Awakens. The formation of the Indochina Federation sent shockwaves through Southeast Asia and beyond. Western powers were divided. Some saw it as a bulwark against Chinese expansionism. Others worried about the potential for human rights abuses. The United Nations called for a peaceful resolution. China, furious at Vietnam's growing power, condemned the federation as illegal. They accused Vietnam of neocolonialism and threatened retaliation. They began bolstering their military presence in the South China Sea. Tensions between China and the Indochina Federation continued to rise. Within the federation, a period of rapid transformation began. Vietnam, with its larger economy and industrial base, took the lead. They invested heavily in infrastructure, education, and technology. They sought to create a modern, unified state. The dragon was awakening, to be continued.